it was hilarious, and like on set, it was like whether it was conscious or not, it was like a voice off. You know, they'd show up, and at the start of the day, you're up here at normal register. By the end of the day, each one's talking.
You
so
getting deeper and deeper.
It's like Johnny Cash over there.
Sim, senhoras e senhores, ele está entre nós. Chris Hemsworth está no Brasil e ficou tão à vontade com a equipe do Gloss.com que imitou até mesmo o vozeirão do colega de elenco, o Idris Elba.
It's
like Johnny Cash over there.
Chris veio lançar seu novo filme com a Netflix, Resgate 2, sequência do sucesso de 2020. Ao lado do diretor Sam Hargrave, ele contou tudo do longa pra gente e dessa cena surreal aí, ó. São 21 minutos diretos, sem parar, com muita ação.
So, hi guys.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. This is your first time in Brazil.
First time.
Yeah.
Are you feeling? What are you expecting to see?
I'm excited to be here. I wish we had a day off.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I look at my passport and it's filled with all these beautiful countries I've been to, and I can tell you all about the inside of the hotel.
I can imagine.
I'd love to go surfing though. We were just discussing that before. A few of my friends or a few of my idols are from here, and Ítalo Ferreira and Gabriel Medina, and you know the talent pool that comes out of this country in the surfing industry is phenomenal, and other sporting industries, but surfing in particular.
And also football, but
And
other sports, but the sports I'm the most passionate about.
Yeah.
I'll take the surfing. So, Chris, I'm a huge fan, and I've seen you do so much action movies, and I followed each and every one of them. So, you called the 21-minute scene at the start of the movie the hardest thing you've ever done.
Yeah.
How so? Can you tell me a little bit about that process? How did you prepare for it? And did you have any mishaps throughout the whole thing? You got caught on fire, so I would imagine.
That was on purpose.
Okay,
That
yeah.
wasn't an accident.
Months of preparation, particularly from the stunt team and Sam leading up to it. I came in, and then there were months myself rehearsing. And then it's just kind of, you kind of got to treat it like a professional athlete, you know? It's just like managing little things that may start to hurt and bother you and may become potentially a deeper injury. And you know, I had a little bit of back, knees, all that sort of stuff. But it's part of the grind, and I think part of the authenticity in a film like this. You know, we didn't shoot this on a green screen in sunny Hollywood. We were in the Czech Republic, which is beautiful, but in winter it's harsh, and it was cold. The long, endless takes, a lot of 5,000 or 6,000 moves of choreography for myself throughout the film. But look, I'd love to think all the adversity and suffering and pain was worth it, because it gives what you're seeing on screen. There's an integrity and a truth to it, that I don't think you can fake otherwise. So. It was worth it. I'm proud of it. Painful, but I'm happy with the end result.
I can imagine. I was exhausted watching it.
Good.
I was exhausted watching it. So, Sam, you started as a stuntman and you made this switch now. And I heard that you had to train to keep up with the action.
I did.
How was that?
It was important because, it's like there's a friendly competition on set where it's like I'm trying to push him as far as possible. He's never going to show it if he's getting towards the edge. But I'm not going to be the one during the course of a sequence, if I'm filming, if I've got the camera, where I have to say, guys, I need a break. I need some water. I need to get some air. That's not going to be me. So I have to, because he's in such great physical condition, I have to try to keep up. It's not about me pushing anything. I am in the background, just trying to claw and keep my way, claw up to his level, so that I'm not the one causing a shutdown of the movie because I can't catch my wind.
And did he keep up?
Well, I'd say the opposite. I'd say he led the charge, and I think every single person on set could speak to that. He was the first person on set, the last person to leave. When we'd all go home and attempt to recover, he'd be in the rehearsal room and figuring out what the days, the shots were for the next day. And as you say, friendly competition, where it was like, we'd both be feeling it. I'm like, I'm fine. He's like, I'm fine too. Let's go again. Let's go another take. I was like, okay, fine.
And then by the end of the day, you're drooping a sweat.
Oh, yeah.
All of us limping back to the trailer.
Completely spent.
One question. Is it harder to learn Jordan or to do the stunts?
Ooh.
Well, thankfully, I didn't have to learn as much Georgian as I did stunts. If I had equal amount of stunts in Georgian, I'd say the Georgian was more difficult. I learned some of it and then had some cue cards written there phonetically for me to sound it out, and then I mumbled most of it. So.
I think you did great. So the second movie has as much as Tyler's heart as there is his abilities to face so many dangers.
Yeah.
Why was it important for you guys to dive deeper into this side of him?
Well, for me, as a filmmaker, I think action really is only as effective as the emotional connection you have to the characters going through that action. Because if it's just action for the sake of action, it might be beautiful, it might be entertaining, but there's a distance from the audience. And what we were trying to do with this whole movie is bring people in to experience, Tyler's pain physically and emotionally. So, it's very vital in the course of an action movie, from my point of view, is to really get to understand what it is that makes this person who they are, and see what it is, through the cracks in the tough exterior that the action hero has often.
So you guys worked together before in the MCU, and then you made the first Extraction, and now this is the second one. How did your relationship evolve throughout these years working together?
A deep friendship, wonderful collaboration, and trust. So this is the biggest one. And trust, the obvious one is within the stunts. There's nothing Sam's ever asking of me that he hasn't done before or couldn't do in an even to an even deeper, further extent. And then on an emotional level, I've worked with directors where they want a range of different emotions for an emotional scene, and you start to feel like you have to police your own performance based on, look, if I give you all these options, what if they choose the wrong one? But Sam's incredibly collaborative, open, and I had such trust in the fact that he was going to choose the right version, and also consult me on that throughout the edit process. And so that's, for me, performance is all about being allowed to fail. You're not going to find that magic just playing it safe and putting yourself within a box. It's about experimenting, making a fool of yourself, doing things that are too big, too small, so on. And you find the balance in between. You only do that with someone that you have a very tight bond with. So
my final question: at the end of the movie, you make a comment about Sound of Music with Idris Elba, and I was wondering, who do you think would win in a sing-off between you and Idris? Who has the deepest voice?
I'd say,
Well, I don't know. Deepest
I'd say
voice.
Idris.
I'd
say Idris.
It was hilarious, and on set it was whether it was conscious or not, it was like a voice off. They'd show up, and at the start of the day you're up here in normal register, but at the end of the day each one's talking.
You always go deeper and deeper.
It's like Johnny
intense.
Cash over there.
I love it so much. Thank you so much, guys. It was great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Além de ser um dos homens mais gatos que esse planeta já viu, o nosso Thor ainda manda muito bem na atuação, hein? Fala aí. E é super simpático, né, gente? Que fofo. E o vozeirão?
It was worth it.
A gente que precisa ser resgatado depois desse papo ao vivo. Resgate 2 já está disponível na sua Netflix.